Before the independence of India, there were two parties, the Indian National Congress, that is, the INC, and the Muslim League. The leaders of INC decided to meet every year at the annual session to be held at different places and review the progress made of freedom. Muslim League consisted of Muslim leaders. The Muslim leaders were made to believe that if the British did leave India, Muslims would have no share in the Indian government. As a result of this feeling, some Muslim leaders set up a new political organization in the form of the Muslim League in 1906. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the president of the Muslim League, and the Muslim League now put forward the two-nation theory, according to which Hindus and Muslims were not merely separate religious communities, but were also culturally and racially different. They were therefore two separate nations. In 1940, the Muslim League passed a resolution demanding the partition of India and the creation of an independent Muslim state to be named as Pakistan. After the struggles for independence by the INC in the Shimla Conference, in movements, in protests, in the cabinet mission, and in other more ways, in 1947, on 20th February, Clement Attlee made a momentous announcement that the British would completely transfer power to the Indians by June 1948.
Message from His Majesty the King to deliver to you today. This is His Majesty's message. On this historic day, when India takes her place as a free and independent dominion in the...
After this announcement, the Muslim League started an agitation for the partition of the country. Riots occurred in several parts of the country.
Seized a section of humanity which killed, maimed, and burnt.
On 23rd March 1947, the League observed Pakistan Day. In March 1907, Lord Mountbatten came to India as the last viceroy in June of the same year. And this was going to be a turning point in the history of India. After listening to both the sides, Mountbatten was in a dilemma. Understanding the situation, in the month of June, he presented a plan named as the Mountbatten Plan for the Partition of India. INC did not accept this plan, but riots continued between Hindus and Muslims. So, the INC reluctantly accepted to avoid bloodshed.
The first days of June saw the speeding up of history-making in New Delhi. Meeting followed meeting, and still the differences dividing the chief communities seemed insurmountable. Then came the Viceroy's announcement of the British government's final decision as to how power was to be transferred from British to Indian hands. With reservations, of course, the plan has had a good reception, from Nehru for the Hindus, from Jinnah for the Muslims, and from Sardar Baldev Singh for the Sikhs. It meant partition of India, partition of the Punjab, Bengal, and Assam, if so desired. It meant dominion status almost immediately, and the Indian leaders themselves broadcast their general acceptance of the scheme. The Muslims, the Sikhs, and the Hindus were at least agreed on the sincerity of Britain, and they accepted the plan now put to them by Lord Mountbatten, the Viceroy.
There can be no question of coercing any large areas in which one community has a majority to live against their will under a government in which another community has a majority. And the only alternative to coercion...
I must earnestly appeal to every community, and particularly to Muslim India, to maintain peace and order.
It is with no joy in my heart that I commend these proposals to you, though I have no doubt in my mind that this is the right course. For generations we have dreamt and struggled for a free and independent, united India.
Pakistan became independent on 14th August and India became independent on 15th August. But the creation of Pakistan resulted in one of the largest cross border migrations the world had ever seen. There was a mass exodus of Sikhs and Hindus from Pakistan into India and of Muslims from India to Pakistan. In the chaos that followed, people fled, leaving all their possessions behind.
The rains come to India. It's the monsoon season. Fields are flooded, rivers overflow their banks. And all the time, the bloodshed goes on. As the new dominions of Pakistan and India take over their own affairs, communal hatred flares up in the Punjab. Fleeing from their looted, blood-stained towns comes a new exodus, 1 million displaced persons.
The 1947 partition exodus, involving 12 to 20 million people, and massive violence largely ended by 1948 as populations stabilized into their respective religiously segregated nations. The chaotic displacement finished when borders were solidified, though minority migrations continued for years afterward and the underlying conflict over Kashmir persisted.